So once again, hi to everyone. So now we are going to discuss about the same KROK-1 tips and its preparation, but with different subjects. Like last time we have discussed about the biochemistry, physiology and so on, like how to correlate the subjects. So now we will be discussing about the subjects which have to be correlated to each other, like in subject wise and structural wise and the functional wise. Okay, so let's discuss about the anatomy, histology and pathomorphology. So the main thing is like here also we have to go according to the correlation, because correlation will bring you a very much good concept, so that you can correlate the topics according to the subjects. So for example, when we talk about the anatomy, we are studying about the organs, organ systems, like how the structure is there. So what is its syntopy? So what are the other organs besides situated it? So you are like explaining that beside the organs which are situated to the particular organ or organ system. But when you come to the histology, we are talking about the particular tissue, which tissue is situated in which organ system. So we have different types of tissue sites. So in that we are going to discuss about the histology. Like just you need to know the cells types in that particular tissue, and you are describing the cytological functions in that particular tissue. So it comes under the histology. But when you come to the pathomorphology, there is some inflammation. So what's happening with the cell? So what are the chemical changes which are taking in it? So when you are preparing for the KROK, select 5 questions from anatomy, 5 questions from histology, 5 questions from pathomorphology. So how this is going to help? Altogether you need to study how many questions daily? So it is 15 questions that you have to study. So see, there are some always asked important topics that which we have to be daily revising it. For example, when we talk about the pathomorphology, because all of you were in corona situation when you were having these classes, but we feel very pity because we are not having classes like us. So the thing is, pathomorphology, in pathomorphology mainly we are going to discuss about the pathological terms. The pathological terms is like, for example, what is neoplasia, hyperplasia, infarction, sepsis, septicemia, septicopemia. These all words you need to be known, their definition and their functions, what it is doing. So after that, whenever we start with the pathomorphology, we are first going to discuss with general pathology. General pathology. General pathology, it's an introduction of pathology. Like pathomorpho, let it be pathphysio. So general pathology, you will be studying about the cells, how the inflammation is getting. So what are the chemical secretions, what cells are taking part, which are coming, which are going out, what is the like intoxication is happening. This all comes under the general pathology. So for example, in general pathology we can discuss about the omas, nothing but the tumors. So for example, like we have the different tumor like fibroadenoma, fibrosarcoma. There are different types of. So wherever there is a pathological cell, we are discussing about it, it comes under the general pathology. Let's go to the systemic pathology, in which you are having the classes in this present situation. Maybe some are having offline, maybe some are having online. So systemic pathology mostly describes about the all systems of our body, all systems. So let it be respiratory system, digestive system, excretory system, circulatory system. But in patho, most of the questions will be asked from the respiratory, digestive, excretory and circulatory, and finally on different topics. So these are the main things that you need to know. What is this pathology? In pathomorphology, what we are going to do. In pathophysiology, what we are going to do. But how I am correlating? See, I am doing 5 anatomy questions, 5 histology questions, 5 pathomorphology questions. whenever I am doing these questions before this, whenever I am doing these questions before this, there is a correlation. So when you take 5 questions, 5 questions, 5 questions, and add 5 more questions of pathophysiology to it, so that whatever you are studying in the anatomy, it will be seen in somewhat histology. Whatever you will be studying in histology, it will be seen in pathomorphology. So my friends, I ask you to mostly concentrate on the important topics. For example, anatomy, you need to concentrate on the muscles, innervation, their origin and function. Okay, when you come to the nerves, the innervation exactly to the region and their innervation and function. And when you come to the blood supply, see, like everyone knows the pumping system of a human body is heart, like how this arch of aorta, like ascending, descending, thoracic, abdominal aorta, how these branches are going, where the blood supply has been giving, and after that how that blood supply is purified in the arterioles, how the veins are collecting or draining the blood and sending back to the right side, where the pure blood is pumped from the left side. So this is how you have to do. The main thing that mostly the questions will be asked you from heart related. And one more thing, when you have started the anatomy in your first year, maybe you need to be having the knowledge of the bones and their articular and perfect point of labelings. So when you know the articulations, bones, like upper extremities and lower extremities bones, and don't even forget a single labeling. But if you forget also, no problem. But the thing is, you need to remember the main labelings, which will be helpful, like whenever you're studying the arteries, veins, nerves, fascia, ligaments, tendons. So these all are very easy to understand when you're thorough with the bones. So I request you everyone to follow according to the subjects wise, and thank you so much.